Welcome back, everybody. Got a slightly different approach for you today. This is actually the first video I recorded back after about 4 days, maybe 5 days off from exercising. And so my voice was still pretty shot. I had a nasty throat thing, stomach thing, head thing going on. And so for this workout, I just got right into it. You can see me here doing our hamstring curls, like we always warm up with, or I should say almost always warm up with on our leg days. And I thought this would be a good video just to kind of reflect on the form, analyze that form a little bit more, key in on some of the things that I'm paying attention to when I'm helping other people analyze their form, looking at what it is they're working on, and diving a little bit deeper into that. So these are our lever arm squats. I've been loving these. They are very reminiscent of a leverage squat or a pendulum squat, if you've ever been able to do one of those. One of the things I love about them, though, is that they take the load off of that lower back entirely. I mean, the load is still placed on your spine. You're still placing that load ultimately on your spinal erectors, but the load itself just doesn't feel nearly as hard due to the way that your lower back doesn't have to stabilize. So this is our first set here, pushing for about 300 pounds. I don't know what the lever arms weigh, but we want to include those in this measurement here. And what I'm aiming to do is keep about 80% of my overall movement here. I don't want to go too high on the way up. I don't want to be locking at my knees, but I do want to be making sure that I am coming down as low as possible to the ground without completely sitting off that weight. And what I'm seeing here is I'm going fairly high up, but on the down, I've definitely got some more movement to do. So the next time we perform these, we're really going to be making sure we try to get those calves touching those hamstrings as best we can on these. Now, this is my last set of these. We're pushing 350 here. This was a big one. This was a lot, especially coming off of illness for a couple days, but I was feeling, this was the first day I was feeling truly healthy. And I felt back at it 100%, so I was really able to push some solid weight here, and this just felt fantastic. We had to take some extended rest periods in between, but overall, it was a darn good lift. And yeah, you can hear it. We are giving everything we got there. Now, that ends up becoming our baseline in the coming week. That's where we're going to start next week with that weight right there, and I'm glad we were able to hone that in here so that when we were really coming back at it, we could just be firing on all cylinders. Glute ham raises here. This is honestly like still a new movement for me. It's just not something I've done a lot of over the years. And I'm still getting comfortable with it. Still learning to trust this 300 or 400 pound piece of equipment to not give up on me. But I'm really liking them. These are deceptively difficult to do. And it really, really makes those hamstrings and glutes work for every single rep you're going to get here. I learned to slow it down after watching this, slow down that descent. I think I took it a little bit too fast, so in the coming week, that's going to be the big focus, is slowing that descent down and getting everything we can out of that negative there. And unlike on those glute ham raises, here it's all about controlling both ends of that movement. We want to be shooting up really fast in that glute ham raise and controlling the negative. For the leg extension, there's some benefit to shooting that weight up as quickly as you can, but also taking it a little bit slower too and holding it up there at the top. But at the end of the day, controlling that negative is always going to be so important. Now, that was my first set you just saw. This is my third set now. And I forgot to put the belt on, the seat belt on for that first set. So I was having to do a little bit of extra work there and just holding myself down there. And I honestly forgot what it was like to have to focus like that on those leg extensions, focusing on holding myself into that seat versus just letting my body completely use all of its resources to work my quads and drive that weight up. Overall, fantastic workout. It was so good to get back at it, and I was so happy to be back in the gym. Again, bit of an unusual video here. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope that slight form analysis in just about 5 minutes was helpful for you, gave you some information you didn't have before, and maybe gave you the drive you needed to get back out there tomorrow after you've been sick, you've been ill, and go crush that workout. Thanks again for being here. I'll see you all next time.